Hey there, friend. I have a question for you. Have you ever smiled on the outside while you were silently just screaming on the inside? Because I have. My name is Ann Visser. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is the Tuesday Brew with Ann. We talk about all things relationship with Jesus and with each other. Be sure to subscribe to this page and share it with somebody. So the truth is, that smile, it wasn't about peace. It was not. It was about self-abandonment. And when I first heard that term, I thought, I don't really know what that means. What is it anyway? So I paid close attention to what I was doing and where and when I was abandoning myself. So here's what I noticed. And this is, we're talking about internal boundaries, and this is internal boundary number 2. I won't abandon myself to keep the peace. So this is what it might look like. When we smile, when we're actually hurting on the inside and we just want to keep things positive and keep it together, we're abandoning ourselves. Or perhaps it's about a relational abandonment when we take the blame to keep the peace, even when we weren't the ones at fault. That's a relational abandonment. Or maybe it's something else, like we're serving other people constantly while we're neglecting our own soul. That's like a spiritual abandonment. Here's another one. Let's think about this. Skipping meals or skipping sleep or rest in order to take care of other people. Now, we're talking here about patterns. We're not talking about now and again. We're talking about patterns. But this would be a physical self-abandonment. And these are all signs that we're actually abandoning ourselves. So this month we're looking at internal boundaries. What are they? What do they look like? Last week I talked about the internal boundary that says, I will honor God by honoring the woman that he created me to be. Today we are talking about internal boundary number 2. I won't abandon myself in order to keep the peace. You see, we think that being nice is Christlike, and that when we stay quiet in order to avoid conflict, or we don't speak up for ourselves, we don't want to rock the boat, right? Here's the thing. Life requires us to be honest with ourselves. It requires vulnerability. And that same thing that is required for ourselves, it's required in relationships with other people too. And when we do these things, we actually leave ourselves behind. We abandon ourselves. We might tell ourselves, it's no big deal. It's okay. We say yes, but we say yes when we want to say no. We absorb the emotions in the room, maybe the tension or the pain. We even maybe blame ourselves just to keep the peace. But what if I told you peace at that cost costs you your peace? In fact, it's pretending. If this message on abandoning yourself is really hitting home with you, I've created something to help you go even deeper. So it's a free quiz. It's called You Can't Keep Carrying It All. It's designed to help you identify where your boundaries are strong and where you still want to shore up some boundaries. It gives you this great opportunity to reflect and stay true to who God has made you to be. You can download that free quiz at the link below. Grab that quiz now. Give yourself permission to choose peace. You're worth it. Today we're talking about internal boundary number 2. I won't abandon myself in order to keep the peace. The truth is, so many of us have been taught that being nice means staying quiet. It means going along with things or stuffing down those emotions that we feel to avoid conflict or to keep things peaceful. Every time you do that, you leave a piece of yourself behind. We silence our voice, we ignore our needs, and we trade authenticity for approval. Here are some other ways that you may be abandoning yourself. Feeling sad or frustrated, but pushing it down because others have it worse than you do. Ever heard that one? Here's another one. Telling yourself it's no big deal when it clearly is a big deal for you. Here's another one. Not speaking up when someone crosses the line and then feeling resentful about it. Or how about this? Taking the blame to keep this peace even when it's not your fault. Here's another one. Ignoring God's nudge to rest, to be still, or to set a limit because you're too busy meeting everyone else's needs. Here's another one. Believing that you're being more Christ-like by letting other people mistreat you. Here's another one. Not going to the doctor or canceling your self-care or soul care plans because somebody else needs you. That's a physical abandonment. So what is the cost? It's your peace. It's a dissonance within you two because you're pretending. And then over time that leads to resentment. And if it goes on too long, it leads to burnout, and it leads to a relational discord because your people don't know you. They don't know where your limits are. They don't know who you really are and what it is that you really need because you haven't told them where those limits are. They don't know because you've abandoned yourself. So today I'm choosing not to abandon myself. I'm allowed to have thoughts and needs and limits that are different from other people. I can speak the truth in love, and I can say no without guilt. And you can too, because the peace that God promises doesn't come from pleasing everybody else. It actually comes from walking in the truth of who you are. We're looking today at boundary number 2, internal boundary number 2. I won't abandon myself to keep the peace. So I want you to write that out on a Post-it note. Post it where you can see it so you remember, I'm not going to abandon myself today. As I wrap up today's lesson, don't forget to subscribe. And I want to leave you with this thought. God never asked you to silence your needs, to ignore your convictions, or to shrink yourself just to keep other people comfortable or happy. Peace at the cost of your God-given identity is not peace at all. It's actually abandoning yourself. So in the video I post below, I talk about letting go of guilt, the kind of guilt that keeps you small and silent and stuck in roles that God never asked you to carry. So click on that link below. It's time to release the guilt that was never yours to carry in the first place. Thanks for joining me here today. My name is Ann Visser, coach, speaker, and trainer. If you like this video, subscribe. I have loads more here for you. Bye for now.